Today, we're diving into a platform that's looking to completely overhaul how Hollywood gets work done. It's a specialized marketplace, and it's designed to drag the entertainment industry's freelance hiring process, kicking and screaming, into the 21st century. And look, that's not an exaggeration. We're talking about the same industry that creates these incredible, futuristic worlds on screen. But behind the scenes, they're often using shockingly old-school ways to find and pay their top creative talent. It's a wild disconnect. So, let's unpack what we mean by this hiring headache. Because to really appreciate the solution here, you've got to understand the tangled, messy, and inefficient process that producers and freelancers have to deal with every single day. Yeah, this slide just nails the chaos of the old way, right? For producers, it's this endless cycle of phone calls, just hitting up the same handful of people they know. And for freelancers, it's even worse. You're creating invoices by hand, and then you're chasing down payments for weeks, sometimes even months. For the studios footing the bill, this whole thing is a minefield of tax compliance risks. It is just bogged down at every single step. But what if you could just replace all that chaos with one streamlined modern system? Well, this is where UPP Marketplace steps in. And this isn't some generic, one-size-fits-all tool. It was built from the ground up to fix this very specific and very expensive industry problem. And you gotta understand, this is not just another freelance website. It's a whole ecosystem designed to tackle the biggest pain points head-on. It solves that old "it's who you know" problem with smart, AI-powered matching. It ends the whole payment chase with secure escrow, and it just erases the compliance headache with automatic tax processing. This slide really gets to the core of why a generic platform just can't cut it here. UPP is built on two really distinct pillars. On one hand, it's entertainment first. It speaks the industry's language. It understands things like union rates and production workflows. And on the other hand, it's AI-powered, using tech to supercharge everything from finding the perfect editor to figuring out a project's budget. It's that combination that makes it so powerful. Okay, so we get the big idea, but what does this actually look like in practice? Let's walk through the journey of a project on the platform, from the initial idea all the way to that final payment hitting the bank. The whole journey is built around clarity and security. It all starts with discovering and bidding on jobs. Once you get the gig, the work is broken down into these really clear milestones. And as you complete and get each one approved, the payment is just automatically released. The big takeaway here is predictability. This is the end of chasing down invoices. So from the client side, it all begins with this simple wizard. Instead of some vague brief buried in an email chain, a producer is guided through setting up the project. By getting all the details structured right from the start, you eliminate so much confusion down the line. Everybody's on the same page from day one. All right, project's posted. Now the fun part begins. Hiring. A producer has a couple of options here. They can go old school and browse through profiles of vetted professionals, filtering by skills and experience. Or, and this is the real game changer, they can let the AI scan the project brief and instantly serve up a short list of the absolute best fit candidates for the job. We're talking hours of searching done in seconds. This next step is absolutely critical. It's all about trust. Before any work starts, the client funds the project into a secure escrow account. This gives a two-way guarantee. The client knows their money is safe and will only be released for work they approve, and the freelancer can start with confidence, knowing the payment is already there, waiting for them. And here it is. This is where the automation really kicks into high gear. The second a client clicks approve on a milestone, the platform's engine just takes over. It releases the payment to the freelancer, and at the same time, it calculates and handles all the necessary tax compliance stuff. That whole administrative nightmare, it just disappears. We've mentioned the AI a few times, but now let's look at the real magic happening behind the scenes. This is the tech that takes UPP from just a useful tool to something that's, kind of revolutionary for the production workflow. Let's see it in action. So, picture this. A producer is totally slammed, running between meetings. All they have time to do is type this one simple sentence into the platform. Now, normally, that sentence would kick off hours, maybe days of administrative work. But with UPP, the AI takes that single sentence and in seconds turns it into a full-blown project plan. It writes a detailed brief, it outlines the technical specs, it figures out all the skills you'll need, it breaks the project into payment milestones, and it even gives you a data-driven budget estimate. Think about the amount of prep work that just got done instantly. Okay, the tech is cool for sure, But what does it all mean in real-world terms? For a studio's bottom line or a freelancer's bank account, why does this actually matter? Let's break down the tangible benefits. First up, total security. Every single dollar is 100% protected by escrow. For freelancers, that means no more unpaid invoices. For clients, it's zero risk of paying for work that doesn't get delivered. It's complete financial peace of mind for everybody involved. Period. Next, let's talk about the not-so-glamorous but incredibly important stuff, tax compliance. The platform automatically handles the 3 main U.S. tax classifications, and it even sorts out the headaches of hiring foreign talent. For any production that's working across different states or with international crews, this is a massive administrative burden that UPP just makes go away. And finally, the bottom line. Let's talk money. By giving companies direct access to talent and cutting out those expensive agency middlemen, you can slash hiring overhead by 25 to 30%. On a big project, like a feature film or a TV series, that can add up to hundreds of thousands of dollars in savings. So let's zoom out for the big picture. When you put all these benefits together, what does it really mean for the future of the entertainment industry? We're not just talking about a new tool here. We're talking about building a whole new foundation for how creative work gets done. This table shows you exactly why generic freelance sites just can't compete in this space. UPP has built this deep, competitive moat around itself based on knowing the industry inside and out. It handles complex union rules, it plugs right into production workflows like call sheets, it manages all those tricky tax situations. Each of these features makes it more and more essential for entertainment pros. So what this all adds up to is a platform that isn't just trying to compete, it's aiming to become the new industry standard. Because it's literally built on the unique DNA of entertainment, it's positioning itself to be an indispensable part of the entire creative process. Which leaves us with one really big question. For decades, Hollywood has run on who you know, on that old-fashioned Rolodex. Is a platform like this, powered by smart automation and total transparency, the thing that finally brings that era to an end?